Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, also known as Phrancko, the developer of the website Phrancko.com, where you can enter your own measurements and your gauge, and it will generate a sweater pattern custom fit to your size using your yarn and needles. You don't have to match anybody else's gauge. Plus, it's one of the best fitting sweaters anybody knits, according to several people in this group.
Yep.
This is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters, and let me just greet everybody. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sidra.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Joellen.
Hi.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello.
Hi, Will.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, everyone.
You go by Maggie, though something else is written in the
I know, I
screen.
need to fix that, I guess.
Right. Hi, Sergio.
Hello, it's nice to be here once more.
It's really nice to see you again, too. And here comes Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
You got here just in time to be the last of the greetings.
It's a full house tonight.
It is.
That's
How's
nice.
everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Are things
Tired.
cooling off for you or getting hotter?
It's hot.
It's hot
Cooling
here.
hot.
It's uh, those of you in California can just hide your ears, but it's hot for us. It's 90. It's hot.
You're cool. We're
We're
100.
just like boiling.
We're 100.
Oh,
Oh, you're
boy.
100? Oh, no, we're only 90.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Portland and Vancouver are 100.
Oh, boy.
I think I'm
I went to
68
a-
last I looked.
We had 108
went-
yesterday.
Oh, my
God.
God.
108?
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
gosh.
It's
We're in the
106
middle of a
right
thunderstorm.
now.
It's
106.
100 and what? Ron, what'd you say?
106.
106. Did anybody else ever try to fry an egg on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
You could
And
paint
this
it
was in,
on something painted black. It works a treat.
oh, that was good. I didn't think about that. I did for part of it use a magnifying glass to heat up parts and actually cook it. I was young.
I hope you didn't eat it after that.
No, they wouldn't let me eat it. I probably would have. I was in Texas and I was a little kid and I was really into science experiments. I thought it was totally fine.
No. Some days you
and
could fry
adults
the
would
egg
say it.
inside a perfectly broiled chicken.
You probably could. Well, I think you could, for sure, you could fry an egg or some way cook it inside a car.
Inside a car, yes.
It's like close the car up and you could do it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could even make a sous vide in a car. Haven't thought about that before.
Well, listen, in the Canary Islands, they have for the tourists. They had they cooked in the stones in the volcano chicken and the meals. This is and all the tourists go there to have it, and it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nice.
Nice.
Anytime somebody else cooks, it's nice.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
I went to a wedding on Wednesday and had far too much to drink, and I'm only just recovering now. As you get older, it just takes you longer and longer and longer, doesn't it?
That must have been a good party.
It was the driving as well. It was a 4-hour drive there and a 4-hour drive back a day later. So it was, you know.
And you weren't feeling so well for that drive back, I guess.
I wasn't too bad. You know, it wasn't too bad, but I just shattered, you know, just too much alcohol, too much driving.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew had surgery on his neck on Monday, and he has recovered or is recovering just fine, just as expected.
Oh,
And we're hoping this will solve all the problems that he's been having with his neck.
with the
Right.
pain.
But we won't really
So-
know for another couple of weeks when he gets completely over the surgery.
Yeah.
But he's doing well.
Glad to hear
I
that.
survived it.
Hey, that's the important part, isn't it?
It's all about us. We fretted.
Well, no, but sometimes I think it's harder on those of us that have to sit and watch and wait than the
And
person
worry.
that's actually,
There's nothing to
than
do
the
but
person that's
worry.
going.
Yeah.
It's like they give them pain meds, they knock them out. We just have
Right.
to sit there.
He was asleep through the whole thing. I'm here
I know, it's
worrying.
like you didn't even know. It wasn't that bad for you.
You called me Bob. What's wrong?
When my partner was in for his heart operation, it was during COVID and you couldn't visit. And on the day of his after he'd gone through surgery, I phoned the hospital and they said, "Oh, could you speak to him because it helps them bring them round?" And I started. I was talking, and I imagined that the nurse was holding the phone against his ear. And I was talking and talking and thinking, well, surely the nurse is going to say, oh, well, try again later or something. And I'd run out of things to say. So I started telling him dirty jokes. And then all of a sudden I realized that the nurse wasn't there and he was on hands-free and the phone was on his bed. And I told all these dirty jokes to the whole ward while he was on hands-free.
Well, they enjoyed it. It was
Well,
past the time. They forgot about any pain they were feeling.
You woke them all up.
Yeah, probably.
Great.
So was he awake? Did he remember hearing it?
Not a thing.
No, not
Didn't have
him.
a clue.
But everybody else in the
Not a
ward
clue.
did.
It's funny the things you do remember though when you're coming around. I remember waking up and somebody gave me just a little piece of ice on one of those little wooden spoons. They used to come with a little tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
And to this day, this was back when I was probably, I don't even know that I was 20 yet. I can't stand those little wooden spoons. I can't touch them. I don't like the taste or the feel of
Everyone
them.
else thinks they're so good.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's everybody netting? Oh, Ron, I'm seeing yours. It's big.
Yes. So I was just looking at my totals. This is
Oh my gosh.
That's
28 hours, 41 minutes, and about 40 seconds worth of knitting.
Wow.
It's worth it. It's pretty.
It's getting
Yeah.
there.
I
I
do
got,
so like that stitch pattern. You are so creative with those. It's
I
so
like it too.
interesting.
Which is probably the
And
only
it is.
negative
It's
side.
really and as you've said, it doesn't seem like it'd be really hard to knit at all.
Very
But
straightforward.
it just it really has a very distinctive look, and it's just really cool.
And that's something I like like as a designer, I guess. The things that speak to me are small details repeated over and over again. Things that are individually easy to do and don't require that much focus on the individual level, and then you just repeat it for a sort of really big graphic impact. But I'm pleased with it. It's nice, but yeah, we'll know how long it takes to knit. So far, 28 hours, 40 minutes.
Ron, how do you keep track of all that? Is it just something that you note down, or have you got a method that you use? I've spent this long on this project. What is it?
Yeah, I've been tracking it through Clockify, a little timing app that I've been using. So I can tell you, there's Clockify. I can tell you, for example, oh, it logged me out. Thank you. Well, I've tagged it with like how long I was working on the second repeat of the body, how long I was working, like that sort of thing. I've got analytics.
Oh, nice.
It's broken down. I will have all kinds of details about this project towards the
Uh,
end.
and do you do that for all your knitting or just your
No, first
new sort of
time.
designs? All right, you've not done it before.
No.
And is
Uh,
was it worthwhile or is it just another thing?
as a curiosity, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to have a response when someone says, "How long did it take you to make that?" And I can say 46 hours.
Most of us don't want to know how long it takes us to make something.
Right.
Well, we
It's like,
don't, but people always ask. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like I
Yeah.
don't want to know. I know it's longer than I want to know. I do not want to know.
right.
But people always ask. And it seems like it's like that's a stupid question. Why would you even ask that? And don't ask how much did the yarn cost either. I don't want you to know that either.
We've had
I do
I don't want to admit to it.
two people in the last couple days. I don't know if anyone saw the post I shared in the Ravelry about our friend Sharon's baby Phrancko happy baby.
Yes,
That was
yes,
cute.
saw that.
Uh,
Yeah.
Little bear.
She finished that up. She stuck it on a bear. That's in the Phrancko Ravelry forum if you go check that out. And then she bought 10 skeins of Anzula for better or worsted to make her husband pull over, which is like $380 worth of yarn.
Oh boy.
No.
Lucky
Oh, my
man.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone came in today and bought 10 skeins of cricket in two different colors, the DK weight version of the same.
Mhm.
So some people around here are getting some very luxurious pullovers.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So and that bear has a very luxurious.
Yeah.
But she's
Did
like,
you say
okay,
your did you say your yarn was for better or worsted or something like that?
Anzula for better or worsted is the name of the
Oh,
yarn.
how cute. What a cute title.
Yeah. Our hand dyed worsted weight yarn is called Just Making Things Worsted,
Oh, very good.
which is more my speed.
You're just making things worsted.
Yeah.
So,
And,
so
you know,
is that a wool yarn?
it's a merino cashmere nylon.
Oh.
They have a full line through the weights from I think they have a lace weight up through a bulky weight of their MCN yarns. And those are the ones we primarily carry because they're luxurious. They're squishy and they've got a beautiful twist on them so that they're durable, but they don't become like rough. I don't know. It's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. If you haven't used any of Anzula's yarn, you've heard me proselytize about them before, but they're available all over the world. I recommend you try some. They're really great. But a whole sweater, that's great.
Well, I've done the Phrancko sweater in their dreamy, which I just love. And it is because it's got a bunch of cashmere and silk and stuff in it too. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is like butter.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
it has a beautiful
And
body.
their stuff comes in gobs and gobs of colors too. It's really cool.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She got their most popular colorway. The one they dye up the most is called One Red Shoe.
Oh, I know that one. I have a pair of socks in those.
Oh yeah, and it's
in that
just
color.
this beautiful pure red color. And so Sharon left with 10 skeins of that for her husband. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful sweater. So hopefully she'll get up the nerve to come join us here one day. I know she tried
That would
briefly
be fun.
once, right?
Oh yeah, right.
She wanted to watch live. So I don't know how people do that. I told her you just come in and you can turn yourself off, leave a note in the thing that says, "Don't mention me."
That's totally fine.
Point me out.
It's like I'm not really here.
Right. But she finished her first, the happy baby, down to the dimensions to fit on the bear. So if you look, the body is short, the sleeves are short, and she did,
Yeah, she did a good job.
all the Phrancko stuff. She did the sewn bind off. She just had a few little things of like, what about this? How do I stop that? Like picking up around the collar.
Yeah.
She had picked up into the cast on there, and it left a hole. And just like, well, you can pick up around it next time, or pick it up as a decrease or something. So she was ready. She just was ready to leap right into making a whole, quite expensive Phrancko. It's very luxurious. So she wasn't waiting to see, oh, I better get something cost effective in case I ruin everything. No, she went right in to the most luxurious yarn on our shelves here.
And how's yours going, Sergio?
Oh, my Phrancko Sweater is well, more or less finished because it's blocking, so it's drying.
Oh,
So
wow.
next week,
Yay.
yes. So
Uh-huh.
next week, I will be able to show you.
Uh-huh. Good.
And
Yay.
I want to write down all the things I've realized and I've seen about the sweater and intarsia in the round.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
next Saturday, I hope it fits perfectly. I can say
Uh-huh.
oh, good.
Wonderful.
perfect,
Good.
really good.
Uh-huh.
But well, I hope you like it next Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
But I realized something. I would like to know your opinion of everyone. Is about the quality of the yarn, and I guess it's a really cheap yarn what I bought, but it's nice. But I guess the stitch finishing and I don't know what to say. How do you can see it's not so good as I would using a better yarn. What do you think? The quality of the yarn, do you think it makes does it make a big difference in the appearance, the look of the sweater or of what the sweater or the fabric?
That's
In the long run, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
it'll last longer. Better quality yarn will last longer.
Yeah, it's certainly, and it's not simply a matter of expensive versus inexpensive. Like there's a lot of yarns that are good for different kinds of projects.
Yeah.
So you could get a very, very costly, exceedingly soft, loosely spun wool or a wool and silk blend that feels beautiful in your hand, but a week and a half into having the sweater, it's a mess of pills and lint stuck in it and little bits of leaf or whatever, just because of the structure of the yarn. And so there are yarns made of inexpensive materials or blends of materials that are still like spun or manufactured in a way where they're going to make a lovely durable sweater. So there's so many components to a yarn that go into its price point, of course, but just its manufacture, how many plies are in it, what is it a blend of, um, all like what is the angle of the twist, all of those kinds of things. And it certainly does make a difference in the finished product.
yeah.
Well, as well as just, I mean, even if you just say wool, there's a very wide difference in the micron count, and some of it has a much shorter staple, some of it has a longer staple. It depends on how much twist it has. Because merino is like super, super soft, but if you're wearing that sweater all the time and it doesn't have enough twist, it's going to pill a lot. And so you might want a little bit of a longer staple and a little bit of more twist in it, and it won't feel that baby soft, but it'll wear a lot better.
Yeah. You're always kind of making a decision, like maximizing the curve as well as you can of durability to like softness in your hand. The softer something is, generally speaking, the less durable it's going to be. And it's hard to, and then like the finished effect of the fabric is going to differ a lot as well. You have two different silks, one that is like a standard silk that we think of, one that's like silk noil, that's going to be very dull and sort of a matte finish, whereas a long combed silk, like we think of silk, is going to be very shiny and glossy. And they're both very high quality fabrics. They just look very different. One
Very different.
and someone could make the mistake of thinking that um the matte looking one is a less expensive or a less fine yarn, but it's still like a beautiful and quite costly sometimes natural fiber. There's so much going on in yarn selection.
I have a personal favorite of Blueface Leicester. I love
Mhm.
Blueface Leicester.
I do as well. And it's yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, just give me Blueface Leicester over a Merino any day.
Well, and the BFL is it's easier to spin. It really is a nice spin for even
Yeah,
kind of, I remember when I was first learning, it's like, oh yeah, spin this, you can spin this.
yeah,
And it is, and it just it's easy to work with that way.
yeah.
We have a 100% BFL yarn that we hand dye here that we recommend for people with for socks. And it doesn't feel baby soft. It's a long staple. It's a thicker, more microns. But for people who want a 100% wool yarn, don't want nylon in the socks, it's hard wearing. If you're getting holes in your BFL socks, you were going to get holes in the nylon too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also love BFL.
So is that one with a really good twist to it then, Ron, is it?
Mm-hmm. That Tim dyed up all kinds of crazy colors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're called our BFL one-way flights because they're one-of-a-kind skeins, and BFL is our airport code.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, Bakersfield Meadows Field is BFL.
That's great.
Oh, there you go.
I would like to try something. I'd like to try to explain something that I've tried to explain to people before, but without diagrams. And I don't think anyone has ever picked up on my explanation, and it's probably completely unclear. So I'd like to practice it on you and see if I can explain this in a way that you all understand, or if you're totally baffled, then I'll drop it and never try to explain it to anybody again. If it works and you think it's a good idea, I might just make a video explaining this. But let me try it first. It happens that I have just finished my ribbing on my sweater. That's upside
Yay.
down, of course.
Good.
And I am doing the invisible ribbed bind off, also known as the Kitchener bind off, Kitchener sewn bind off, or something like that. And if you go online and ask how to do either the Kitchener stitch or the Kitchener stitch bind off, you'll get all sorts of complicated instructions where you have to memorize long mantras like, I can never get it right. That's why I had to find my own way to do it. But it's something like enter the knit stitch and pull it off, and then go to the other side and enter the next stitch purlwise and leave it on, and then go back and knit the other one purlwise and pull it off, and then the other one knitwise and pull it off. I mean, I don't know. It's very complicated. I have reduced it down to one mantra, and that is in, off, out. And I do in, off, out on one side, and then I do in, off, out on the other side. Now, I know this doesn't make any sense, but I just want you to realize it's easier to remember in, off, out than this long series of 4 different ways to enter the stitch. So if I can reduce everything to in, off, out, it seems to me I don't have to worry about which way to put the needle and so forth. So in order to understand this, the first thing you have to do is understand really well this anatomy of a knit stitch. So I'm going to share with you some photos I made. Oh no, I didn't make. Found online. This is easy to find online. And so the first thing I'm going to show you is this is stockinette stitch fabric, and they have highlighted one row of yarn going through the fabric. And I want to follow that row, and we'll start on the right side. Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Notice when we get to this stitch, it is coming out of the stitch to the front of the fabric. Then it doesn't do anything else on that row. It goes to the next row. And if you look at the stitch upside down, it's going into that stitch that's now upside down, this one. It's going into that. And once it goes into it, that stitch has been completed. So if it was on a needle, it could come off. So then the stitch goes into that one, and then it comes out of this one, but it's not done with this stitch. So this stitch has to stay on the needle until it's done. So you come out of this one, and then you go into the original stitch, and it's done, so it's off. So you go in, take the stitch off, in, off, out, then in, off, and that comes out. And then you go in, the in, take the stitch off, in, off, out. I'm going to show you, I've also created an image of just one of those stitches. So it should be really clear now. This stitch comes out of the stitch below. Because this stitch below is not completed yet, it stays on the needle. So just go into it, come out of it from back to front. Then on the next row, if you were doing regular Kitchener stitch, you'd have two needles together and there would be one in back that was holding this stitch here. You would go into it and take it off of the needle. And then you would come out of the next stitch, and then you come back to the front side of the fabric and go into it and take it off the needle. Any questions so far?
So are the stitches divided? So you have the knits on one and then the purl, or they're all on the same needle?
Well, what we're looking at is just plain stockinette to see where the
Okay.
yarn
All right.
goes, okay?
Okay.
But when I described it, I said, well, these two different rows, neither one is colored. The row below and the row above. The green line is the one we're actually, the new thread that we're putting in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the row below is on one needle and the row above is on another needle.
Okay.
Now, that's not true when I'm doing the Kitchener bind off. What we have there is this one is on the needle, and next to it is this purl stitch on the same needle. So there's a purl stitch here, a knit stitch in between them, and a purl stitch here. So I come out of the knit stitch, don't take it off the needle. I turn the yarn, I turn the fabric around, or I look at the other side and I say, how do I go into the knit stitch on the other side? I go into it on the other side as if it was a knit stitch on the other side, which is what a purl stitch is.
Yeah.
So you go into the knit stitch on the other side and take it off of the needle because you're done with it. Then you come out of the next purl stitch, which is not the next stitch on the needle. It's the one after the next stitch because there's a knit stitch in between these two purl stitches when you're doing the bind off. So you come out of the next purl stitch, then you come around to the front and you go into the knit stitch and take that stitch off of the needle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me see if I can translate that into actually doing it for you and see if it gets even a little bit clearer. Hold on. I tried to set things up so I can do this. Is it going to work? I think it's going to work. And I even did it up till I was working with yellow stitches so you could see them better.
Oh, cool.
Can you spotlight yourself, Frank?
What do you mean
So,
spotlight?
well,
So-
it's
Oh, am I
you.
not
you're
spotlighted?
bigger.
Oh,
No,
yeah, right. Oh, let me do that. Where's that? Spotlight. Yes.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, let me see if I can put a piece of white paper under me so you can see the other stitches. Because this black background is making it hard to see anything dark.
That's better.
Okay, now here's my needle with the thread. And I chose to be at the position where I have just come out of a stitch on the back. It's not quite focused, is it?
I think it's okay.
Is it
That's
okay?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
I dropped the needle again. Okay. So I have already come out of this knit stitch on the front, and I went around to the back, and I completed a stitch on the back, which was a knit stitch, and I then came out of the second stitch on the back, and now I'm coming around to the front, and I'm ready to go into the first knit stitch on this side. See, that's a row of knits. I'm going into the knit stitch and I take it off. So it's in, off. Now I'm going to come out of the next knit stitch, which is not the next stitch on the needle. It's the next stitch after that. So I'm going to go into that stitch and come out of it. I'm coming out of the knit stitch. After you come out, you then go to the other side, to the next row. The next row is on the other side of the fabric, and that's over here. So that is a purl stitch on this side, but on this side it's a knit stitch. And so I'm going to go into that knit stitch.
Frank, can you go up a little bit? Hold your
Oops,
hands up
I'm
a bit.
going
Yeah, that's
into the
great.
knit stitch. I really wish I could focus better. It's really not focused for some reason. Doesn't autofocus somewhere. Oh, there. There.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, did it. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll do it again. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh, I'm on the rear side where what was a purl stitch on the front right here is a knit stitch on the back. So I'm going to go into that knit stitch like this.
The same one you're working on?
I'm going to take the knit stitch off the needle, and then I'm going to come out of the next purl stitch, which is the second stitch. This one's a knit stitch on the front. This is a purl stitch on the back. I'm going to come out of the purl stitch, and you do that by going between the two stitches and coming out from the front to the back.
Mm.
That's a little bit of a tricky maneuver, but you get used to it. I mean, you have to do it for this, no matter how you think of it, that's what you do. Okay, so I'm going to pull that all through, if I can. Come on. Now I've done the back side. I'm going to go back around to the front. I'm going to go into the knit stitch. You see that's a row of knits right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into that knit stitch, in, off, out of the next knit stitch.
Hmm.
Now I'm going to go into the knit stitch on the back. And so that means if I turned the thing all the way around, it would look like this. And I would see that this is the row. I can't keep it in the frame. This is the row of knit stitches, and I'm going to go into it and take it off the needle. So I'm going into it this way and off, in, off, and now I'm going to come out of the next knit stitch. I mean, next, it's the purl stitch on the front. So I'm going to come out of that stitch by going between the two stitches, around the front of that stitch, if I can do it without, and keep it in the camera, and then back out of that stitch. And when I come out of the stitch, I'm not done with it yet, so it stays on the needle. Next, I go into the knit stitch, off, out. And then I do in, off, out. That's on the back. And now I'm going to do in, off, out on the front. And that's all my yellow stitches that in that section. So I think that's all I can do for you right now. But as you can see, it creates the ribbed bind off.
Yeah.
Well, very interesting.
So Frank, when you're doing the purl stitch,
yes,
you're going from the back to the front between the stitches, but then you're basically inserting as if to knit through the front leg.
I don't think of it as that way. I think of the stitch as being the front of the stitch is on the back of the fabric, and I'm coming out of the front of the stitch in both cases. That's why I call it out.
Okay.
So I'm going, I have to go between them to get into position to come out from behind that stitch.
Got it.
The back of that stitch is on the front of the fabric, so I have to get
Got it.
around the fabric to come out through the fabric from
Right.
from my side to the other side, which is coming out of the front side of that stitch, which is reversed.
Right. It's basically the same thing. You're just going one side, then the other side, then this side.
Yeah, both sides are doing in, off, out.
Out.
But how you do that is different. But if you recognize the purl stitches on the front side are really knit stitches on the back, then it's clear which way is into a knit stitch, as long as you realize it's on the back of knit. So you go in that way. And you come out of that stitch this way. But to do that, you have to go between the two stitches and come out.
It's that last stitch that makes the instructions not confusing, but more complex.
Yes.
The rest of it seems quite simple.
Now, most people will say, okay, here's what you do. On the back side, let me think, insert the needle as if to purl and pull it off the needle. And then you insert the needle in the second stitch as if to knit, but to do that, you have to go around the stitch and back out. So you insert it as if to knit. I do those two things and then pull the thread through. That works for me. Then you go back to the front and have to remember, okay, now you insert the stitch as if to knit. And then you and pull it off. And then you come out as if to purl and leave it on. But how do you remember, if you're just doing it from memory, how do you remember, do I go in the stitch as if to knit, or do I go into this stitch as if to purl? And when do I pull it off? And I just think it gets extremely confusing to remember. Go in as if to knit, then pull it off, then go in as if to purl and don't pull it off, but then go into the other one as if to purl and pull it off and then go. To me, it's easier to just say in, off, out, in, off, out. So that's my spiel.
But in order for that to make sense, you'll need a knowledge of stitch anatomy, wouldn't you?
Exactly, which is why I
Yeah.
started with the picture of the stitch anatomy.
Yeah.
You really have to understand the stitch anatomy, that the yarn comes out of the knit stitch, goes to another row, and goes into that stitch, and it's done with that stitch, and then it comes out of the next stitch in that row and comes back into the original stitch, and then that stitch is done and you can take it off. So
Yeah.
when it comes out, it stays on, and when it goes in, it comes off. So it's in, off,
In, off, out.
out, in, off, out.
Yeah.
If any of you do either the Kitchener stitch, this works for Kitchener stitch as well. In fact, it's even easier to see it with Kitchener stitch once you understand the anatomy of what you're doing. If any of you use this, please let me know that you found it useful to say in, off, out, and not insert as if to knit and then off and then insert as if to purl and leave on it, you know, the whole thing.
Listen, Frank, with your explanation, I'm so confused that I don't know now what's the knit, a pearl, a kitchen stitch. I'm so messed up.
So I managed to confuse you thoroughly. Is that it?
I don't know what are you talking about.
All right, just quickly, let's take one more look at the knit stitch anatomy. Let's do this one. So the white row here is on the needles. The white row here is on the needles. Let's say we're doing Kitchener stitch, not the bind off. So they're not on the same two needles. They're on two different needles. You're going to put your needle in from the back on the front side and pull it through, but not take the stitch off the needle. And then you're going to put it into the needle on the back and take it off. Then you could take it out of that needle on the back and come to the front. Then you're going to put it into the needle on the front and take it off and come out of the next stitch in the back, in the front, and leave it on because you're still not done with this whole stitch. You take it out, leave it on, put it in this one, take it off, come out of that one, leave it on. So I don't say leave it on, leave it on. I just say I say in, off, out, in, off, out. And if you follow the thread very carefully, you'll see that this one's going into this stitch that's upside down here. And in ribbing, it's on the other side on the same needle. And in Kitchener stitch, it's on upside down on the other needle. I think that makes a lot of sense, but I haven't been able to get anybody else to tell me that it works for them. So if it works for you, let me know. And maybe someday I'll make a video to show it.
And I never tried to do that kind of bind off in any place. So
well, how about Kitchener stitch, say on
yeah,
the top of the sock?
Right, I do that, right.
Okay, how do you remember which way to put the needle in when you do
So
Kitchener stitch?
when the knit side is facing you, then you and I don't make socks, but I actually do toe up socks.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
so but when the knit side is facing you, then you do it as knit, and then if the purl side, which will be the back side, enter as to purl. I don't know if that's
When do
right
you
or
take it
not.
off and when do you leave it on?
Yeah, that part I don't know.
It's
But then
Bella say, knit
it's similar,
on,
Maggie.
per
You just
off. No, knit
Go on.
knit off, per on, and then the other is per off, knit on. No?
yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
If you can
knit
remember
off
that.
pearl off knit. Yeah,
It's not that
yeah,
difficult.
yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? Say it again.
It's just knit off pearl, pearl off knit, knit off pearl, pearl off
Per
knit.
off knit.
And
Yeah.
which side are you doing which?
It doesn't matter so long as you're starting. If you're
Oh, it
doing
would
if
matter.
you're
You'd
doing
get pearl stitches
no,
if
if
you
you're
did
doing
it
the
the wrong
sewn
way.
bind off, if you're doing the sewn bind off,
Yes.
and you're starting on the knits with a knit stitch, then it is just knit off
Oh,
pearl,
yes.
pearl off
Yes.
knit. And then if you're doing the Kitchener, then you're starting with your front needle.
With the
and
front
that's one of
needle,
your knit
that's right.
stitches. Yeah, and it's just knit off pearl, pearl off knit, knit off pearl, pearl off knit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I can't ever remember.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why I invented this. It made more sense to me.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Now I
Yeah,
understand. Now I
thousands of people
understand.
who can't remember it either.
Yeah.
Will probably help. I think we're all burdened with the curse of knowledge and either already have our own way of remembering it
Yeah.
or have given up entirely, I guess.
Well, my way of remembering it was every time I needed to do a Kitchener stitch, I went online and looked at a video again. That was the
And
only
and
way
that's
I
what
could
I
ever
did. And
figure it out.
I make it go really slow so it's going at the speed that I can sew.
Yes.
That's how I do it.
Next time I have a student come in asking about it, I'll spring it on them and we'll see. Because right now my method of teaching it is right here on the bulletin board. I have a card with Kitchener instructions on it, and then I can hand it to them and leave the room.
I think once you've done a sewn bind off for a 400 knit
Right.
stitch sweater,
Yes.
it's in
You
your head by
remember.
then.
You remember.
In your head.
Yeah, I was just feeding the needle through my stitches to see if I could remember what I think about when I'm doing it. And I think my brain shuts down. I think my hands do it. My brain's not involved.
It is. It's just,
Yeah.
You just do it.
Yeah.
I think I've just done it so many times on the toes of socks or when I'm binding off a sweater and you've got 400 stitches or whatever that it's more
Yeah.
in my hands than my head now. But if
Uh-huh.
you're trying to teach it to someone, it has to be in your head, right?
Yeah, and I think what's good about the method Frank just described is there are fewer words to remember.
Right.
In terms of like studies of how our memory works, mnemonics don't actually have to make any sense. You just have to remember them, and it makes you to remember the thing you're supposed to be thinking about.
Yeah.
So as people are learning it with those steps and come to associate those steps with one another, plus anything that gets budding knitters to become more familiar with their stitch anatomy is inherently a good thing. Just like put that into the stitch, or into the next stitch, into here. No, that's between the stitches. Please put it into the next stitch.
Into the stitch, yes. Well, show us what you're working on. I took up so much time where we don't have a lot of time left for that.
Yeah. We have to get in, out, and off of this chat.
Yes.
Tim looks to be working on something really cute.
Yeah, Tim is working on something really cute. I'll mute myself.
Oh, hi, Tim. I didn't get to say hi to you. You came in a little later.
Unmute myself now. Oh, hi.
There you go.
Yeah, you need to turn yourself down. Okay. So I'm working on this okapi.
So cute. So cute.
Startled.
That's lovely.
Uh-huh. Well, that was the eyes that they had in the book. So
Yeah.
here's the book.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I want to make
Good.
all of these
Probable
guys.
endings. Oh, very cute.
So that's
So
what
it's-
I'm working on.
Is that the
That's
first one of
adorable.
the 5?
Yeah, I was really scared about the neck, but it seems to be turning out.
Uh-huh.
So
Which yarn are you
Oh,
using,
good.
Tim? That looks really soft.
it's a chenille that we carry called Happy Chenille.
It's by
Oh,
Seardar.
very
It's by
nice.
Sirdar. I like it for a chenille. I don't like chenille very much.
But it would make a nice little plushy toy. Or a
Absolutely,
plushy
yeah.
thing to sit on your
Do you-
desk or something.
Do you have a whole
That'd be
ball
cool.
of it?
No. Oy.
What's good about the Happy line is it comes in small balls. I think those might be 20-gram balls. So you just get little bits of color when you're making toys. Oh yeah, 15 grams.
That's cool. Nice.
Cute. I think we've all turned all of you down. So experimental music.
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah,
So
so
you
that-
can get a lot of all the colors that you need or that you want.
just little bits, and there's also a cotton that's in a put up like this, and it's just the 10 or 15 grams of yarn depending on the thing, so you can use lots of little colors without buying a whole 100 grams.
Nice.
And I bullied Tim into making the okapi because I love okapis.
I've got a feeling Tim can reflect that bullying all he needs to if he didn't want to do it.
Could certainly try. The free country.
What are you working on, Kathy? Oops, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm working on another top. I'll get my top. I finished it.
Oh,
I'll be right back. It's right over here.
Okay. That was a clever escape.
Yeah. Anyone else while she's gone? Oh, here she comes.
Yeah.
All right. There's the back.
oh boy.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah,
You guys
that-
saw this on Thursday, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
lovely.
we
It's
did.
really lovely.
And then the front is just real
Beautiful.
plain.
Oh,
So it just has a little bit of a European shoulder, just 1 inch over the shoulder line.
Okay.
And then the
the
noose.
valley motif is noops rather than baubles, right? Didn't you say that?
Yes.
No.
Yes. And I'm doing one for myself in natural color. So,
very
What did
good.
you say the yarn was?
pardon?
What was your yarn on that?
This is Twist by Haiku. So it's a bamboo, cotton, and hemp blend. Don't smoke it though. I don't recommend
It looks really smooth and soft.
it. It is very smooth. And I actually, my tension's pretty good, but here and there you have a stitch that's too large or whatever. And when I blocked it, I found that it for the most part, everything just evened right out.
great.
Oh, nice.
That's where they get that phrase, I think. It all evens out in the wash. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
So I was pleased about that too. Yeah.
So Sergio, you finished your Phrancko sweater and it's being blocked. Is that what you said?
Yes, it's more or less finished. I just have to make a few things, but just to fix some mistakes and big stitches, something like that, and a few things. You'll see. I think you'll get a bit surprised.
We
The
are
only thing is
certainly
the
looking
neck.
forward to it. What'd you say? Sorry, what'd you
The
say,
neck.
Sergio?
He's frozen.
I think he's
Frozen.
frozen.
The neck it was a tight neck.
Oh,
Tight.
The neck it was tight. True neck tight.
Is it
But
too
I have
tight?
to do
True neck.
Uh-oh. You're breaking up, Sergio. You're breaking up.
It's the opposite. I have to knit 2 inches instead of the instructions say, and I have just 2 inches instead of 1. It
Oh.
wasn't too tight.
Oh, it wasn't tight. Oh. Well, next time, put a smaller neck circumference in.
But now it's okay. Good idea. It's true. It's perfect.
Good.
What are you working on, Will? Oh, there he goes.
I came to a knot in my yarn and I have to cut it out. Right now I'm working on the same scrappy Helix knitting socks that I was on last week. So here's where they're at
Yeah.
right now. Just a bit of scrap yarn, and I'm doing Helix knitting. So I've got this is carried through the whole sock, but then I'm adding in scraps of whatever I've got laying around that's sock yarn. to go with it. So that's what I'm getting
That's
with
cool.
that. But I finished these. Yeah, it's fun, and it's the two socks aren't going to completely match, but I'm fine with it because it feels like a bonus free little sock that I didn't pay for. Have any purpose. Now it has a purpose. So but I finished these from my recent trip. I knit them. I'm not sure how well you can see. They haven't been blocked or worn yet. Do any of you know Kat Bordy's Coriolis socks?
Is that what this is?
These are sort of a modified. They're a modified version of that. So here's the Coriolis diagonal that goes all the way around.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It starts at the toe and follows all the way up to the cuff, right? But I used, instead of the heels that she usually did, I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And so I'd never tried combining the Coriolis diagonal band with the Fish Lips Kiss before. And it works beautifully, if anybody is curious to know that. So I'll probably knit those again at some point because they were a lot of fun to make, and mostly mindless knitting, which was good for traveling. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Debbie, what are you working on?
I'm getting ready to start a Phrancko sweater for my brother-in-law, and he wants a little snowflake band across the front. So I drew up a snowflake, and I'm trying to do a little swatch so I can see what it's going to be like. So
Cool.
yeah, so it's a dark green with an off-white.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the very edge. That's going to be across the top.
Oh, cool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Jenny, what are you working on?
I'm still doing the Avenue Tea that I was doing last week. So we're oops, hang on a minute.
Oh, you're almost finished.
No, I'm not almost finished.
She'll be finished when we on the call on Thursday.
Yeah. So the sleeves are done now. So the neck and the sleeves are finished. So they're short sleeves. So I'm about just coming up to nearly halfway down the body now. So yeah.
Wow. So Jenny, when you were working on the neck, did you have to go back and put the neck in before you went further, or was that part of the beginning of it?
No. I calculated how many stitches I was going to pick up around the neck and wound that off the first skein of yarn, and then went back and did that afterwards because it's a fade kit. I was measuring and for the arms and all the way down to the arms. So that's 3 different skeins all the way down to the end of the arms. Wow. So it was a question of now, though, I'm on the body and I can just keep going now. I haven't got to weigh and measure and cut any more off. So yeah, plain sailing now.
Oh, good. Anyone else? One more chance.
I finished my little sock that I was doing. This was the Comfort Core sock by Summer Lee, and it is on the Bamboo Pop sock yarn. There's two different yarns, but it turned out good, and it actually fits. I'm so happy. So I'm starting on the second one because usually the socks fit, I will say, but sometimes it's like, oh, it's too long. Rip that out, make it a little bit shorter, fix it. Or it's too tight, or it's a little bit too loose, rip it out, start over. But this one fit right out. It did good. So, But
I
I really like the yarn. I really like the yarn.
want to hear your impressions of the yarn once you've worn them out, once you've completed the other sock, and you've on for a day. I'd love to.
All right, we'll see. But I like it, and I like the colors, so that's what's fun.
Well, that's about all the time we have today. So thank you all for coming again.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Hope to see you again next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.